So you think you know real estate? I'd say think again. Right now, there is a technological revolution quietly reshaping the entire world of investment. And trust me, it goes way beyond just tapping your phone to pay for coffee. We are talking about a fundamental shift in what you can own, and maybe more importantly, how you can own it.
Just look at this number for a second. $1.62 trillion. Yeah, you heard that right. That isn't just some random projection. That's the expected size of the global fintech market by 2034. Now, to put that into perspective, in 2025, it's valued at around $417 billion. So what we're seeing here isn't just growth, it's a tidal wave of innovation, and it is coming for everything.
So what's really behind that massive number? Well, it's not just about shiny new apps. It's about a fundamental shift in the very DNA of finance. It's like the money in your bank account is learning to speak a completely new language, a digital language of access, of speed, and of incredible efficiency. We are literally witnessing a total rewiring of the entire financial system.
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, let's start with the big picture, right? We're going to look at the powerful currents of change that are driving this entire transformation. So what are the engines actually driving all this change? Well, this slide breaks it down pretty nicely. You've got AI agents running incredibly complex banking tasks, you've got finance embedded so seamlessly into your favorite apps you don't even notice it, and of course, instant real-time payments. But for what we're talking about today, two of these trends are about to collide in a really powerful way. Tokenized real-world assets and this new push for what we call inclusive finance.
And this is the key thing to remember. Forget about just another cool app on your phone. We are talking about a deep structural change. The very foundations of banking and investment, they're being shattered and completely reassembled to be smarter, faster, and more connected than they ever have been before.
All right, now let's zoom in on those two key trends I mentioned, tokenization and financial inclusion, because when you put them together, they're unlocking investment opportunities that, until now, were pretty much just reserved for the ultra-wealthy. Okay, I know, tokenization sounds super complicated and techy, but the concept itself is actually pretty simple. Imagine taking a real-world asset, like, say, a giant office building or a famous piece of art, and creating a secure digital certificate of ownership for it. That digital certificate, that's your token, and it lives on a blockchain, which makes it totally transparent and really easy to trade. And make no mistake, this is not some small niche experiment. Experts are predicting the market for these tokenized real-world assets could reach a staggering $16 trillion by 2030. That's trillion with a T. This is a fundamental rewiring of the very infrastructure of our financial markets. So why should you care? Well, for one, tokenization turbocharges transactions, right? It makes everything faster, more transparent. But the real revolution, the absolute game changer, is happening with this last point, broader investor access, through something called fractional ownership. This is the key that unlocks the entire system for everyone else. And that right there, that brings us from this world of abstract trillion-dollar trends right down to a tangible, powerful new way for individuals, to build wealth. I mean, it's great to talk about these huge market shifts, but what does it actually mean for you? How does this technology change the way someone can actually invest their own money out there in the real world? This is the answer. Fractional ownership. It's basically a model where a whole group of people can pull their money together to co-own a really valuable asset, like a commercial office building or a luxury vacation home, that would be way too expensive for any single one of them to buy on their own. And this image just says it all, doesn't it? Instead of needing millions and millions of dollars to buy the entire building, technology now lets you buy a single, affordable piece of it. It's like owning one piece of a giant puzzle. You get all the benefits, the rental income, the potential for the property's value to go up, without that massive upfront cost. It is a total game changer. So, you're probably wondering, how does this actually work in practice? Let's break down the mechanics of this whole new way of investing. This comparison really tells the whole story. On one hand, you have the old way of investing in real estate, which was basically a walled garden, right? You needed huge amounts of capital, you had mountains of paperwork, and access was pretty much limited to the very wealthy. But now, the fractional model just comes in and shatters those walls. It offers a low entry point, a super streamlined digital process, and it throws the doors wide open for everyday investors. And the journey is surprisingly simple. First, a platform finds and vets a prime property for you. Second, they place that asset into a special legal trust, often a structure called an SMREIT, which is designed for exactly this kind of investment. Third, you go on the platform and buy your fractions of the property. And finally, number 4, you start earning passive income from rent and hopefully from appreciation. It's that straightforward.
And here's one of the biggest perks, honestly. You're not just buying a piece of the building, you're buying into a professionally managed asset. The platform handles all the headaches, tenant relations, collecting rent, maintenance, the whole shebang. So you get to enjoy the benefits of ownership without any of the hassle. It's truly passive real estate investing for the masses. Okay, so let's bring it all home. What does all of this really mean for you? How can this new technology reshape your own financial future? Let's connect the dots. So here are the big takeaways for you, the investor. First, affordability. You can now own a piece of prime, high-value real estate that was probably out of reach before. Second, diversification. Instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, you can own small pieces of several properties. Third, simplicity. It just removes all the traditional hassles of being a landlord. And finally, regulation is catching up, which is great news because it's providing more transparency and protection for everyone involved. And this isn't just for giant commercial properties. As this quote here highlights, this model is also transforming how we think about lifestyle assets. Suddenly, that dream a lot of us have of owning a vacation home, it becomes way more attainable when you can share the cost and, more importantly, share all the responsibilities that come with it.
So, we'll leave you with this thought. We've seen how this technology is making it possible to own a fraction of an office building or a beautiful vacation villa. But if you can own a piece of a skyscraper today, what's next? What else will we be able to collectively own tomorrow? The possibilities are really just beginning to unfold.